On the morning of August 6, 1945, a Japanese engineer named Tsutomu Yamaguchi stood in Hiroshima, ready to go home after a business trip. He never saw the plane. He only saw a flash brighter than the sun. The atomic bomb had exploded. In less than a second, the city vanished, buildings collapsed into dust, skin burned instantly, shadows were permanently etched onto walls. Yamaguchi was thrown through the air, his eardrums ruptured, and his upper body was severely burned. Everyone around him was either dead or screaming in agony. He had survived something no human should ever have to. And then, he did something almost unbelievable. He went home. Despite his horrific injuries, Yamaguchi boarded a train the very next day. Miraculously, the rail lines were still functional. He traveled to Nagasaki, where his wife and newborn son were waiting. He arrived burned, bandaged, and half deaf, but he was alive. On August 9th, he reported for work. His boss simply couldn't believe his story. Yamaguchi tried to explain, telling him that a single bomb had destroyed an entire city. His boss laughed. Impossible. He said, "One bomb can't do that." At that exact moment, the sky outside turned white. The second atomic bomb had just exploded over Nagasaki. Yamaguchi was thrown to the ground again as concrete shattered and glass flew inward. The city burned, just as Hiroshima had, and once again he lived. 2 cities, 2 atomic bombs, 3 days apart. 1 man survived them both. Yamaguchi ran home through the ruins. His house was damaged but still standing. His wife and son had survived. Almost everyone else they knew did not. For decades, Yamaguchi said almost nothing about what happened. He suffered from radiation sickness, chronic pain, and later cancer. Friends urged him to stay quiet. Japan was rebuilding, and the world wanted to forget. But Yamaguchi couldn't. Years later, he finally broke his silence, not with anger or a desire for revenge, but as a warning to the world. He said that atomic weapons weren't just powerful. They were inhuman. That surviving them wasn't a victory, and that living afterward was its own form of suffering. But here's the darkest twist. For years, the Japanese government only officially recognized him as a survivor of 1 bombing, not 2, because surviving both seemed too unbelievable, too disturbing, too symbolic of the horror. It wasn't until 2009, over 60 years later, that Tsutomu Yamaguchi was finally acknowledged as the only confirmed person to have survived both atomic attacks. He passed away in 2010, not from an explosion, but from stomach cancer linked to the radiation. He once said, "I survived twice."